YouTube, what's up? I've been out. I've been sick. I know I said I was sick last time. I was sick for 8 days total. I'm still getting sick right now. I don't know what the fuck is going on. There's like a bug going around my area and just everywhere in general. I said this last time, but it's still going on, which is blowing my mind, and it's not COVID. So I'm kind of confused on that. But anyway, I've been wanting to make this video for the past couple days, but I just could not do it because I've just been put down for the count. So that's the reason for the 8-day, break. But I've been wanting to get this out because I think it's a very important topic to talk about, and that's gatekeeping. Ever since I did the video on Jamie Marsh shit.
I am a funny woman. We are all talented, funny, powerful women.
I've been wanting to do this video for so long because there was a lot of discourse in that comment section talking about the value of having certain people let into certain communities. And it came down to a thing to where there was two sides of people who was like, yeah, I kind of don't like gatekeeping because I believe that everybody should be enjoying what's on the table to enjoy. Or you got people over here who's like, if you can't respect the house, get the fuck out. And that rhymed. So I kind of agree with the latter, if you haven't noticed. But just so you guys know, I did a poll on my YouTube to basically see where my audience is when it comes to this topic to begin with. You guys surprised me. Okay, so there was a poll on my YouTube that I did 4 days ago. Out of 207 votes, 29% said yes, we do. 10% says no, let everybody in. I'm very surprised people even said that shit because of what happened, but I know these people. And then my response, and this is what I agree with the most, depends on how it's done. Everything comes down to it depends on how it's done. You can do anything, but there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. What I personally agree with is since this situation happened, this is opening a lot of people's eyes on the floodgates are just open. It's like immigration. I don't talk about politics, but I'm going to just compare it to that. There's people who are against immigration, people who are for it, and people who are in the middle to where it's like it depends on how it's done. Then I would allow people, to come on in. So I'm right there in the middle. It all depends on how it's done. I'm not a strong stance on this. But the thing is, if you got disrespectful people coming into a community of people who enjoy a particular thing, I believe you as a person, as a decent human being, need to respect where you are. There's not a place on earth to where I can go to where if I'm not familiar with that community and I want to be a part of said community, there's not a place on earth that I can go into and just be like, I see what y'all got going on here, but I kind of want to change that wallpaper. I kind of want to change this. I don't like how y'all speak. I don't like how y'all running things around here. Who the fuck am I? I shouldn't be allowed to tell you guys, especially the people who's been here and who's been solidifying the rules for years. You guys have a community. So that's your community. I believe you should be able to protect your community. And if a person like me who's coming in with a difference of opinion because I want to be a part of something that I can't respect, I need to get out. I need to leave. I'm just going to be real. Can you see me joining the KKK? Will they even let me in? They won't even like my viewpoint. They have the right to have their own system in their own community. I know that was a crazy, I'm just being honest here. You know what I'm saying? It's a good comparison because every person on this planet has a form of community that they belong to, whether it's good or bad. So yes, gatekeeping is extremely needed, but it all depends on how it's done. And this bitch told everybody.
I am a funny woman.
And it's making it a big deal in the anime community because I'm just going to be real with you. My last video showed me a lot of things. And I was talking about the dude who actually had the balls to stand up to her the best way he could. And he basically said that, hey, how do you feel about these people doing X, Y, and Z? And she said, well, because I had a vagina. What? People like that do not respect the community. They are infiltrators. They are people who are trying to shake up the thing. They're trying to disrupt, and they're trying to basically shame the viewership in the audience that we all know exists in the anime community. We all know what type of audience exists in the anime community. I'm a nerd, okay? And most people who watch anime, let's just keep it a buck, are of that caliber. But there are different calibers of nerds. We evolved over the years, right? So people are certain type of nerds are starting to speak up. I've been this type of person that spoke up. So in order for this shit to be combated and to be gatekeeped a little differently, you need to demand respect. I don't mean being tough. I don't mean being disrespectful. I mean demanding respect. For anybody who comes in your house who doesn't take their fucking shoes off when you have a no shoe policy in your house, needs to get out. So yeah, anybody who's against gatekeeping, I just don't believe them. Because everybody has a form of gatekeeping when it comes to this situation. This is not a controversial topic whatsoever. We all do it in some instances. When it comes to your house rules, when it comes to what goes on in your car, when it goes on to what you personally do with your morality and what you allow into your space. If you're just a person that just lets everybody in, I don't trust you. I really don't. You're not an ally, you're not a supporter, and you're not somebody who I want a part of my club. So yeah, I'm strongly against people who are the let them all in type of people. You stand for nothing. And you're a bitch. I'm talking to whoever thinks this type of way. I don't want you in our group. I don't. And the first time I experienced this type of gatekeeping behavior, I didn't even know what the shit was until I actually got into more of the industry type stuff, right? So my first experience was Dark Souls, right? I first got into the Souls series with Dark Souls 2. So when I started playing this game, it was like a whole new world for me. Like fucking Aladdin shit, right? Whole new world. You know, that's whatever. I got into that shit, right? And it was beautiful for me. Because I appreciated, number one, it was a series that it was completely unfamiliar for me. I was a casual gamer before I played Dark Souls 2. And then I became a different gamer when I started to play Dark Souls 2. And I started to experience the community. I started to see how the community was. I started to see that, oh, this is like a niche thing. These people embrace the difficulty. These people embrace all this type of stuff. So I kept on looking forward to From Software games later on in the future, right? And I started to appreciate this community that I became a part of. All the people who played Dark Souls, who conquered it, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, fucking Demon Souls, Sekiro, all those people who were looking forward for the next From Software game to come, we know what to expect because this is our community and we enjoy it. And you know when I started to experience the form of gatekeeping was when you had people who were casuals who wanted to be a part of the club because FromSoft started to become more mainstream. And once everything starts to become more mainstream, regular people want to get involved and get in on the fun too. It's like the party is over here, right? Like you see everybody having fun over here, so you just want to join in strictly because you see everybody having fun over there. I don't like those people. Get your own club. Because you know what they will do? They'll come in and be like, hey, I want to see what's going on over here, this FromSoft club. And they start having fun or stuff like that. And they get in. And you know the first thing they do? They get smacked in the face with how difficult it is. And you know the first thing they call for, especially depending on the person who has power or not. If it's a journalist, you know what they will say? There needs to be an easy mode. And they will fight for it and they will advocate for it. And they will call us crazy for liking it strictly because they don't understand. You don't belong in this community then. You don't, because you don't know how to appreciate what it is. So you can get the fuck out. I just wanted to make this video. It's very short and sweet, but I just wanted to say this because I wanted to make my stance clear on this. I do support gatekeeping. I think it's very important. I think it's valuable. I think you should fight for what you believe in. And if you don't, then we know what type of person you are. You're the person who get walked on. And I believe that we need to stop being walked on, especially in the anime community and with entertainment, with movies, with games and stuff like that. With all these IPs that we used to love, we need to stop being walked on. We need to be pushbackers. We need to be fighters now. And I don't mean fighting in a violent way. I mean fighting back as in speaking up. Because as soon as we shut our mouths is the moment they do whatever the fuck they want to with the shit we love. So no more of this. And we need to start speaking out more on bitches like Jamie Marchette or whatever the fuck, and people like that in general who chooses to not respect the community that they're blessed to be a part of. That's all I gotta say.